Aloha team, this is Brendan, and right now I'm actually just setting myself up to do some button making while hanging out with you guys, which is, I like doing the live broadcasts on Facebook, and it's been a while since we've done like a legit one in that sense, but this is just going to be a quick one. So I'm keeping pretty busy doing things, and as much as I want to be able to like live broadcast everything to you guys, sometimes I'm just more effective and efficient when I'm not live broadcasting at the same time. So we gotta like pick and choose when to live broadcast. But anyways, guys, so let me just... I'm working two machines at once right now, so I'm just gonna like get into the flow of this. But what I want to be able to do is just to use this Hangout as a chance just to like hang out, honestly, with you guys, and to be able to check in and to be able to show some love. And for you guys, if you have any questions that you might want to ask in general, please feel free to ask that. And yeah, let this be an opportunity to just like hang out and watch me make buttons while smiling about stuff. So that's always fun. Like free hugs buttons is something to smile about. Yeah. So these buttons and more can be yours as part of your Shifter Booster Kit when you subscribe for your monthly micro donation to the Patreon, Team Patreon at patreon.com/Brendan Culleton. Links are in the information for this video. So, sweet guys, and that's also what I want to be able to do is like use the Team Patreons as a portal to be able to help raise funds. Use the broadcast as a portal to be able to help raise funds for the Team Patreon, which is like an awesome thing that we've been able to do in the past. Those of you who tuned into the past, you guys know we would do like 4-hour marathon broadcasts, and like in that broadcast we'd be like making buttons, doing freestyle conscious flowetry, and also like raising money for the Team Patreon. So it's awesome, and that's why I want to be able to jump in and do another one of these guys with you guys, so that we can raise more money for the Team Patreon. So it's like multiple things being accomplished at once. So huge shout out to you guys. So shout out to Julio, shout out to Melina, shout out to Elizabeth and Leah and Steven and Heidi and Elizabeth again, and Stephanie and Isabel and Daniel. How you doing, guys? If you guys are here, and if you guys are just like want to show some love, drop some 1111s in the chat. Let people know. And even just like if you want, you can even say where you're tuning in from, which is always an interesting thing for broadcast in general, but also for the Paradigm Shift Central project, because you never know. Part of the intention behind this real world game is to be able to connect with people where you are in your locations and such and so forth. So like, feel free to drop. We'll do it this way. Feel free, because this is how we normally do it. If you want to be able to connect with other shifters, drop a 555 in the comments plus your location. And then like from there, you can sort of observe, and feel free to add anybody who drops a 555. So again, if you want to be able to like connect with other shifters, drop a 555 in your location, or just a 555 into the comments below. And anybody with a 555, that is like your call sign to be able to add them as a friend. That's a quick way to be able to like sync up with people. Even people watching this in the future will still be able to do it that way. So anyways, guys, huge shout out to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I want to be able to use this again as like a Q&A. If you guys have like general Q&A questions. We had some good talk last night during our dream class that we did. And some of you guys were tuned in for that. So thanks for tuning into that. And of course, you can always go back and check out the recording of it online. So yeah, again, shout out to you guys. We got some people from Oklahoma, we got some people from Oregon, from New York, from Wisconsin, and from Oregon as well. So see, already there's like a couple people in Oregon. At least I believe they're in the similar location. So you guys can feel free to sync up with each other that way. So again, huge shout out to Melina, to Tim, to Isabel, to Elizabeth, to Bevan, and to Fabian, and to everybody else tuned into this. And apologies if I miss anyone. So okay, again, right now, like my objective is dual wielding, making buttons while talking to you guys, while hanging out, and only doing this for a little bit because like my parents are gonna be like coming home soon, and I'm just like kind of like in the room next to the kitchen, so like I don't want to just like keep doing this while they're just like settling in and getting home from work and stuff like that. So that's why this is a short broadcast. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. If you may be entirely new to this, what we're talking about within the bigger project of ParadigmShiftCentral.com is a real-world interactive game to help shift consciousness. And you can check out more at the main website of ParadigmShiftCentral.com. And through there, a big part of it is, of course, the buttons. And these buttons, I could honestly talk about these like infinitely on end, because these are like magic tools that we use. These are like what we use for like casting portals and to be able to evoke synchronicities and to be able to like fold time in on itself and to create new realities and to build community and to help awaken people within the matrix. Each one of these is kind of like a red pill if you think about it, because the holographic reality of them is that they have the Paradigm Shift Central website on the rim, and then on the bottom it actually says create, inspire, evolve. And then through there, again, it is about inviting people to, as you give that button to them, like that is like your invitation to them to be a part of this real world game. And what is the game? The game is to help shift consciousness. And so it's a thing that a lot of us are already doing, right? We're intentionally helping shift consciousness. We feel called to do that. If you're connected to my profile, then you're like a person who's already sort of like into that space of like being interested in metaphysics and the shifting consciousness in general. So just checking to make sure whether or not anybody saw them, which they aren't. So again, guys, huge shout out to you guys. It's awesome to see how many people are tuned in. And so Isabel is just asking how she can get the buttons. So again, these buttons are provided to the supporters of the team Patreon. So the Patreon is in the link of this, the title of this video. The link is there. Though, if somebody can add this into the comments, that would be greatly appreciated. So if one of you guys can just leave a link in the comments for patreon.com/Brendan Culleton, you can just copy it out of my title. Please feel free to do that so that other people can see that and link into it. And so like that is like a big part of this mission, is being able to help accelerate the shift through the use of the portal of the website and the buttons linking people into that portal, which is an ongoing invitation for them to be involved with future broadcasts, the Paradigm Shift team building hangouts, and the Paradigm Shift Dream Class, and the Paradigm Shift Destiny School, and the admin meetings, and the global full moon meditations. And shout out to anybody who may be like entirely new to this as of the recent global full moon meditation, which was so fun. Like that one was like really, really, really awesome. And again, you can find that on the main website. So right now I just want to prompt you guys, if you guys have any questions and even like questions about the project, please feel free to ask those as well. And I can do some Q&A stuff related to that. But if you have general questions about like how old Sasquatch is, feel free to ask that too, like general metaphysical questions. So again, here's one of my favorite buttons, the Eye of Ra or the Eye of Horus. And this is like one of my go-to buttons. And so again, you know, like part of my motivation, like this was like one of the first buttons, the first button designs we ever had for the Paradigm Shift Central project. And like for me, a big part of the power of symbols is understanding that like symbols carry with them information and ideas and energy. And so even at the time that when we started this, like a lot of people, they see the Eye of Horus and they associate it as like something like negative and evil. Like there's still a big part of the population that does that, right? It's like, that is, if you honestly like think that this is just an idea of negative and evil, then you've actually fallen into their brainwashing, so to speak. Because the truth is that like this is much, much more, and it is also like a symbol for, in a very simple way, if someone were to ask me, so say I give this button to someone and someone asks me, oh, what does this mean? Or what does this represent? First, I would ask what it means to them. And then to explain it, I would just say, like, to me, the eye represents like the opened eye, awareness, consciousness. And then of course you're linking it back to like ancient Egyptian mythology and the spiritual symbolism and the knowledge that they shared as well. So a lot of it has to do with like higher conscious awareness and also sort of like the decoded information that can still be revealed from within the symbol itself. So I mean, that's like something where you guys can like let that symbol reveal itself to you over time. And I'll show you guys more buttons as we kind of go through those. You have to be careful how and where you use those symbols to properly harness and respect their energies. That is a good point, Isabel, just in terms of like when we're using these symbols, like we're using them like with like conscious intention. Because like what can happen, and that's pretty much like what we're seeing, we're transmuting what's already happened, and that's like people hijacking sigils and hijacking symbols. So that is like something that like can happen. And so like in the same way that it can be used in a negative way, we're transmuting it to be able to promote these symbols as like a positive thing. And again, whether it means a heck of a lot to you or whether you think it's just like kind of cool, I think that's still okay in terms of getting these, developing a relationship with these symbols. That's ultimately what I feel is more important, is for you to develop a personal relationship to these symbols and let them speak to you. And to, yeah, like look into like what they historically represent and metaphysically represent. So again, tree, as above, so below, super awesome symbol. Like one of my buddies who I was talking to, you know, like he was asking what this meant, and I was just like, well, you know, for me, it kind of represents the idea of like the old saying, as above, so below, and basically just like pointing out the fact that like, yeah, you know, like the idea that the patterns throughout nature are repeated in big scales and small scales, which is why the spiral of your fingertips is the same spiral of a galaxy. And now I know for like 99% of everyone watching this, that's like something that you are well aware of and you figured out like perhaps even years and years ago. Yet there are still people who have yet to even hear that idea. And in that case, like he was actually like, that was the first time like anybody had ever said that to him. So he was just like, the spiral of my finger is the same spiral of a galaxy? Like, what? Like, what? You know, and then like in that case, you actually have to be very gentle when it comes to helping shift some people's paradigms. You really want to like be gentle, and it's like soft disclosure in a way. So yeah, I mean, that's a conversation in itself. Okay, I just want to check in with you guys. If there's any more comments, I will definitely be reading them. And Malik says, what's up, bro? Just checking in. Shout out to Malik. Thank you for joining in. Shout out to Jessica. I just feel people can be ignorant of the symbols. Isabel, exactly. So ignorance, like, I think in itself is like not always something that should be, it's something that can, again, be like transmute through like just sharing of knowledge. So if people are ignorant of the symbols, then like this is our way of like being able to like bring them back into culture with an awareness of them. Because you're right, like sometimes you just like see like the all-seeing eye on like a clothing company's like Illuminati style symbol shirt. I've seen that once. There was one time a guy was like wearing a shirt and it was straight up like Freemason symbolism, like a lot of stuff on it, right? And I like went across the street to him and just like, hey man, like I think you might appreciate this. Like here's like a button, and I just kind of introduced myself to him, and then and then I was just like talking about his shirt. I'm just like, yeah, I noticed your shirt and stuff like that, and he's just like, oh okay, yeah, you know, like I don't really know what it means and stuff like that. And then I was just like, oh, that's really interesting. So he was just, you're right, like some of these esoteric symbols just become like these like trendy sort of things that people are wearing on clothing and they may not even know what it is. So if that's the case, then like part of our role is to help bring back, be ambassadors for the knowledge associated with these symbols. Okay. You are so efficient. Hi, I would love to get a button machine and help you make some. Thanks, guys. Thank you for the support. Again, like one of the ways to support is through the Team Patreon, but down the road, like, yeah, I want to be able to buy like 20 button machines and like send them out to you guys so that we can keep pumping out buttons. Hi, Mom.
Hi, son.
My mom's home. I hope you don't mind me being weird and talking on the internet in the other room while you're...
Oh my goodness.
I'll turn it off soon, don't worry. I'm not going to do it for too long, just so I'm not like in your guys' space. So, anyways, my mom says hi.
Who are you talking to?
The Facebook.
Oh.
I'm talking to the Facebooks, Mom. I'm talking to the internets.
The internet.
Yeah. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm wearing the Eye of Ra right now. David, that's awesome. I hope Paradigm Shift goes on forever. You are great. Thanks, Daniel. And it, like, honestly, like, so long as there's internet, even without internet, Paradigm Shift will still go on. Even with the idea that these buttons are going to exist. Like, these buttons are going to be around for, like, the next while. Flash forward into the future, don't be surprised if there's, like, still people with buttons in the future. Like, they survive, right? Unless you, like, throw these out, they don't really just, like, break or anything like that. So it's very likely that the buttons that we are making today are being sent out to create the future of tomorrow. So again, guys, if you guys want to get some shift buttons, you can sign up for the Team Patreon, and I'll just explain that real quick. In addition to showing you these two awesome buttons, this is a seal of truth. So again, this is an example of a symbol that I am still figuring out, and this is like some ancient, very esoteric stuff. Ask Dr. Strange, he'll be able to explain what this is to you. Like, you actually see this type of sigil that Dr. Strange is using. It's ancient, like super esoteric. And then this is like the paradigm shift sigil, which in itself is also super esoteric. So both of these are essentially one and the same. I know, it's pretty shifty. So again, guys, what I just want to be able to explain to you real quick is that right now what I'm working towards doing is I'm working towards being an ambassador for the Team Patreon fundraising. And so what that means is inviting you guys to be able to add your support to the Team Patreon to help us reach our next milestone goal of 900. And again, the ways how you can do that are by signing up for monthly micro donations for as little as $3 to $5 a month. And then that gets you your shifter booster kit, which comes with as many shift buttons as you ask for. Generally, it's either going to be like 21 or 33, depending on your $3 or $5 level. And then the $5 level also includes the bonus love wand and the crystal wrap as well, which I can show you guys later because I don't have them on me. But check out the Made Patreon website and you will find those there as well. And then again, it also gives you access to some secret videos that we have on the YouTube channel and also future discounts on the buttons that you want to order in the future. So you literally sign up for like $5 now as a monthly supporter and you will get your shifter booster kit, which has a value of like between like $50 and $70, if not more. And again, like the buttons in themselves are like, they're worth more than just money. And again, I've kind of explained this, but you can like exchange like the buttons for like real world goods and stuff. I know people who have traded shift buttons for sandwiches. It's true. So yeah. All right, guys, thanks again for tuning in. If you guys do have questions, please feel free to ask. Here's some other buttons. Bringing back the square and bringing back like the pinecone spiral as an amulet. And there's like the silver golden version. And yeah, I'll keep showing you guys some other stuff as I got. Here's the Siri Yantra, which is again like sort of like Hindu esoteric knowledge, flower of life. So you really see we got like all of the core symbols, multiple versions of the flower of life in like different like levels of its complexity. We got some Fibonacci fractal spirals. So again, like all of the buttons with the website on them are designed to like spark conversation. So by you wearing this on your backpack or even like on your shoulder, me personally, like not opposed to just backpacks, like I like wearing them like on like the shoulder because it's kind of like a badge. It's kind of like the classic sense of what a badge is. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap this broadcast up in like 5 minutes, just again so I'm not like being a nuisance in my house. But I got other stuff I gotta do anyway. So David say, I just watched Snowden and I knew everything already, but it's just reminded me that these guys are really working hard to control everyone. These guys, aka the shape-shifting reptilians. That's what you're talking about. Maybe. Daniel says the flower of life. What does it mean to you? Okay, so that's a question I could quickly go over for you guys. Just an example. So I'll ask that question and then I'm going to wrap up this broadcast. But again, as an example of, say, someone comes up to you and you're wearing the flower of life and they see you wearing it and they're just like, hey, I've seen that symbol before. What does it mean? Or maybe they haven't seen it and maybe you give this to them and like, here, you can have this. And they're just like, what does this mean? To me, again, like the flower of life is kind of representing the sacred geometry that is found all throughout reality. And by that, we were referring to the consistent proportions found all throughout nature, found all throughout the many levels and micros and macros of this dimension. I'm trying to explain it in a way that would like make sense for someone who doesn't know like much about like micro macro. So anyways, this is like a representation of a common pattern found all throughout nature, and you can find it in like ancient cultures from all over the world. That would be like my simple way of explaining it, which like plants a seed to like get them thinking more about it on their own, to be like, whoa, why did all the ancient cultures like know about this symbol? Maybe I want to learn more about it. And then to encourage them to like Google sacred geometry and stuff. So again, that's just like a quick example of what the flower of life means in some way to me. Okay, guys, in the last couple moments before we wrap up this broadcast, and I'll check back in with you guys later on. I don't think I'm going to be in the house tonight. I want to spend some time watching hockey with my parents, which is like something we haven't done in years. So that's my mission, opposed to staying at home and working on my computer. But I think I'm actually going to do some crystal wrapping while I'm at the hockey game, so I'll multitask in that sense. So, okay, guys, thank you again for tuning in. My name is Brendan, and I'm the team captain for ParadigmShiftCentral.com, a real-world interactive game to help shift consciousness. Sign up on the main Patreon website to get your awesome shift buttons and to be able to help support the team through the power of monthly micro donations. And that's kind of like the beauty of how this works, is that when we all give a little, we all get a lot. And there's the Metatron's Cube, one of my favorites. And so your support, our collective support, goes a huge way. So let's keep working it. And if we can get some signups after people watching this broadcast, that's super awesome. Bonus points to everyone. And we'll do some more broadcasts later to keep working on that. And of course, just to be able to hang out with you guys and to share some more and to get shifty with it. So Isabel says, I'm going to sign up. How do I ask for a lot of buttons? I want to spread them around Portland. Isabel, you can just send me a message. That's like in the sign up. It mentions that. So you can just like email me, message me on Facebook, whatever works for you. And then we can just, and you can also ask for like your color scheme for your wand. Again, right now, like I'm in the process of still like catching up with all the kits that we have to mail because it is a very manual process. And there's also like more love wands that I have to make. There's about like 30 or 40 love wands that I have to make to fulfill like all the kits. And so I'm in the process of doing that, and yeah, it's my plan to be able to do that over the next week at least, but there are like other packages that I'm sending out. So stay tuned for that, because I'll keep you guys updated on all the packages going out. But if you, this is like a bonus thing, but if people want to help pay for the shipping of the packages, please feel free to let me know. So you can sign up, and then if you want, you can add an extra monthly micro donation, or not a monthly micro donation, just an extra small donation to help pay with the shipping of the packages. Because right now, like this is like the cool way how it's set up, because like I understand not everyone has like a lot of like money in like their immediate like availability in some cases, right? But they still really want to be involved and they want to support the team and they want to get a shifter booster kit. That's why if people can afford to be able to sign up for even $3 a month, so just $3 right now, that allows us as a team to be able to get them their shifter booster kit, which again, like is something that if they were paying for normally would cost them like, again, you know, like over like $30, $50, whatever the size is. So by signing up for just $3 through our collective support, we also pay for their shipping, which also like helps get them and make sure that everyone gets them. So like this is like all part of like the I think I refer to it as sacred commerce. Sacred commerce is kind of like a way of like thinking about how we can create a system in which we are collectively supporting ourselves through our micro donations, and it's not like something where like people can't get involved because they don't have the money. Instead, if they even have a little money, our collective money allows everyone to get involved, which is like super awesome. And again, it gets you your buttons, and I'm always encouraging you guys to like use these, plant these as seeds. Like these are real world game items. Like that's how the game is played. Like you guys wear these and you put them in places and you do things like free hugs and you hand them out and you help create new realities. And that's really the gist of it. I could talk about this like on and on and on, just getting into the details, but essentially I want to just be able to like keep this broadcast short and sweet, even though it's probably like a half hour long or whatever. Again, it's a chance to hang out with you guys. Daniel says, well, I have to get going. See you in the dream space. Yeah, Daniel, it's in a different time zone, so shout out to you guys. David says, I'm from Denmark, and I'd love to spread even more love and shift here. Awesome. Yes, like there are several of these packages have gone over to Europe already, and there's a bunch in Australia as well. So again, like I can ship them anywhere. We can ship them anywhere. So sign up for the team Patreon when you get a chance. A little as $3 to $5 a month or more, if that's like honestly something that works for you, because it all goes back into the team. And then there's a lot more stuff to explain, but I'll explain it in another broadcast so that we can wrap this one up. So guys, thank you. And check out ParadigmShiftCentral.com. Continue this live chat in the live chat there. There's a live chat on the main website you can check out. And be sure to check out the new Dream class broadcast and the recording from the full moon story meditation, which was super awesome, and it was about the witching ceremony. And you can also check out my YouTube for each of those at youtube.com/SkullBabylon and other videos. And stay tuned, because next week I'm going to be doing a video about the secret reason why the new Doctor Strange movie is going to freaking change everything. So stay tuned for that. So and stay tuned for more Mystic Spider-Man too. Wait, what? All right, guys, much love. Keep it shifty. Go shift some paradigms, have some conversations, build community, create new timelines. And as always, I will see you guys in the future. Woo! Talk to you later, guys. Peace out.